Managing Director here at the Broadway Rose Theatre Company, and we are coming to you live at the Broadway Rose new stage, where we are doing our special edition Midday Cabaret Cast Edition. And we want to thank Pearson Financial, who has been our sponsor for 26 years now, and more recently has been our title corporate sponsor. So thank you, Conrad Pearson and Bonnie Conger and everybody over at Pearson for their many, many seasons of support. Now today we are going to be talking with James Sharinghousen and Sarah Aldrich. They are playing Charlie Brown and Lucy in our production of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, which is of course running now through July 31st. And I want to remind you watching that if you have a question for them, some burning desire, that you go ahead and submit your questions, and we will save some time in the broadcast to get to them. So with all that said, please welcome James and Sarah.
Hello. Hello. We're right here.
Yes, the whole time.
Through the magic of television.
So, well, thank you for joining us today. How do you feel? You opened the show last Thursday.
Oh, so good. So good. We had amazing audiences for our opening weekend, and it feels good to get the show on its feet and hear that response from the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just was sitting there not laughing very much after a while.
I was going to say, you have to learn to pause for laughs, actually, because people thought we were funny.
Excellent. Now, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, of course, is based on the characters created by Charles M. Schulz for the comic strip Peanuts, which opened originally in 1967 off Broadway, and then there was a revival in 1999, which was on Broadway, and that revival, or the revised edition, is the one we're doing. For instance, there is no Patty. They got rid of Patty and they brought in Sally Brown. That's showbiz. So with that, prior to the show, how familiar were either of you with the Peanuts comic strip or your characters? Or
Very. I looked forward each week to seeing the Sunday comics. And so I grew up with Peanuts and watching those, as well as the Christmas special and the Great Pumpkin. That was one of my first Halloween books, was the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. And then I actually did the show in 2000. Is it either 2000 or 2001? It was the year that Schultz died. And I did it up in St. Helens with the Shoestring Players, and I played Linus.
Okay, that's not connected.
No. We were not a cursed production.
Right. Yeah. You killed him.
That we know of.
And how about you, Sarah?
I didn't grow up with the comics much, but my mom has us watch the Christmas special every year. It's always on. So I saw that. And then I also did the show when I was in high school. And I played Snoopy with Christian Youth Theater. And I had a blast. And I remember watching the show and drooling over the part of Lucy. So thank you, Dan.
One day. Julius Caesar and Lucy.
And Lucy.
Good. Well, so tell me this. The biggest challenge during the rehearsal period is adults playing children.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is a fine line, because nobody wants to see everybody acting like a 7-year-old. So how was it finding that balance between being an adult, playing a 7-year-old, but not being ridiculous about it?
Right. Well, what it really crumbles down to is honesty. Children are so honest with their thoughts and their feelings. And so oftentimes when people are portraying a child on stage, they almost get caricaturistic about it, where it's just too big. And like, yes, kids, when they run, they're a little floppy, but it's not like arms are going everywhere.
Unless you're Forrest Gump.
Unless you're Forrest Gump, and then you're really running. Jerry! So it's really that honesty and having that curiosity about the world around you, but also that honest love for the people around you. And so, like, one of the things that comes up a lot in this show is like potentially bullying as a topic. And oftentimes when kids are saying something, they're not intending to be mean. They're actually just being honest, and they're being very real. And so it's finding that line between being cruel and malicious and actually just being honest.
So as you look at something like the script, and it's 2022, Now, it was written in 1999, which was a
Right.
very, I mean, shoot, everything was different 5 years ago, never mind back in 1999 or 1967.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen the comic strip recently, but is all that still going on, or it's a very different, how did you navigate that by going, gosh, we don't like Lucy.
Yeah.
Lucy's not always such a nice, talk about no filter.
Yeah.
But
Well, I love Lucy. Different show. No, I love Lucy, and I think one of the things I'd said to someone early on was, I don't think Lucy is mean. I think she is 8. And 8-year-olds say exactly what they think, and especially I think for girls, there's a thing about being called bossy, or when you say what you think, it's taken differently than, you know, if little boys say something. And she knows what she wants, and she's gonna get it. You know, she's industrious. She talks about being queen, and then when she realizes she can't be queen, she says, fine, I'll work really hard and get rich. You know, I think about, is it Cher, who her mom said, you got to grow up and marry a rich man, and she said, Mom, I am a rich man. Like, that's gonna be Lucy someday. And so I think, yeah, she says a lot of things that as an adult, if you said them, they'd be mean. But I think she really just sees the world how she sees it and is trying to fix everyone. She knows how to fix it. She knows how to fix Charlie Brown. And she's going to tell him exactly what she thinks. And she will learn tact, hopefully, as she gets older.
But it doesn't
she's
come from
8
a
right
mean
now.
place.
No, she really just believes it, that he
Yeah.
is moody and that he needs to fix that about himself. And so I think that her friends know that about her, which is why they take the time to help her instead of just hating her. You know, they tell her, you need to work on being crabby, and she takes it to heart. So
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, this Charlie Brown, I don't know if you know, but he actually has an actual birthday, a birth
Aw.
date. Because I looked it up on Wikipedia.
Oh,
and
okay.
he was born October 2nd of 1952. So Charlie Brown
Ooh.
is 70
is that?
years old.
When the comics first came out, that would make him 4.
Okay.
And one interesting thing that I read is that the characters only aged 2 years over the whole career of Peanuts.
But Peanuts is still going, right?
It's still going. Yeah, when Schultz was writing for it, they only
They
aged
aged
2
2 years.
they've each gotten to have 2 birthdays.
But is it because
Yeah.
they could celebrate birthdays or have a graduation to something else?
Right,
or-
right. And I approached it a little more ambiguously. So I approached it with Charlie being 6, because it helps kind of instigate that or motivate that first line in the show where he's like, well, I am 5. I'm more than 5.
Right.
Because even though you're only 1 year older to a child, that's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
So absolutely.
That's why you say and a half. When you
And a
half. I'm 5 and a half.
And a half.
Unless you group me with
Well
the
on our way to
5-year-olds.
6s.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
So, Sarah, would you actually do a song for us?
If you insist.
All right,
That's
good.
springing this on me. I had no idea this was happening.
So Sarah now is going to sing a song that she sings in the first act of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. And the song is called Schroeder. And of course, she is singing it to Schroeder, who is accompanying on the piano. So take it away, Sarah.
Do you know something, Schroeder? I think the way you play the piano is nice. Do you know something else? It's always been my dream that I'd marry a man who plays the piano. At parties, he'd play something nice like April showers. I'm sure you could play something nice like April showers. Or even Frere Jacques. Beethoven's nice too. Just imagine, what would you think if someday you and I should get married? Wouldn't you like that if someday we two should get married. My Aunt Marion was right. Never try to discuss marriage with a musician.
That is great. That is great. And I tell you what, there's so many funny moments that Lucy has in a lot of the singing that she does. And that, of course, is from You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, playing here at the Broadway Rose through July 31st. So, all right. So we're going to take a question now from the audience, people calling in. So Brooke Larson, what is your favorite song from the show, yours or someone else's? Okay, so who wants to go first?
On the count of three, let's say it out loud.
Okay.
I bet it's the same
I
one.
bet
Okay, ready?
it's the same one. Ready? Here we go.
One, two, three. Supper
Little known
time.
facts.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, right on the same page.
Yeah,
you two.
same wavelength.
No, but actually, I
Okay.
was saying right before the camera went on, and Dan can attest, I actually said this, that when James sings The Kite, which you're going to get to hear, I like to stand backstage and listen to that one because he sings it so lovely.
Aw.
It's true.
Okay, so now,
Thank you.
what was yours? Supper time.
Mine was supper time.
Okay, and why?
Oh, because it's just so much joy in one song. It's so much fun, like as a performer, to sing. It's so much fun to listen to. On stage, it's like this ball of energy that gets thrown at the audience, and the audience throws it back. Like it's just awesome.
Yeah.
And I get to play the tambourine.
Yes, she does.
And thank God somebody's anchoring that part of the song.
You got it. You got it. Oh yeah, and Chemo, who plays Snoopy,
Right.
just nails
it.
Good.
Oh man, like
Good.
there's so many times backstage where we're standing there, like the rest of the group is about to go on for a special part in the song, but I'm just backstage waiting until I interrupt it for my bit. But man, sometimes he hits these riffs that are just so much fun. Oh, they're so fun, and all of us backstage are like, yeah, it's great. Oh, it's so great.
Good, good. All right, what's yours?
I said little known facts because it's the most fun. I feel bad that he picked one that he doesn't sing, and I picked one that I do sing. But I'm not alone. He's in that song too. He gets to be on stage with me and Linus,
And doesn't sing a word.
And by that point, it's the end of the show, so we've gotten past all of the difficult parts, so I can
Right.
see like we're in the home stretch, and now we just get to have fun. So that's probably my favorite one.
Good. It is great. It's really great. So now, James, you play the title character.
I do.
Of Charlie Brown.
It turns out that's true.
It turns out, yes, it wasn't a good woman, Lucy. Sorry.
No.
Now, tell us what you like most about playing Charlie Brown.
Oh gosh. Gee, I think it's really the sense of hope. That finding the positive, finding the good aspects, even in a dark situation, is one of the things that I appreciate about Charlie Brown. Because even in the year 2022, it can be so hard with everything going on to find that joy, to find a reason to laugh, to find a reason to support the people around you because you're just so drained. But that's Charlie Brown.
Well, he gets knocked, we talked about it earlier, he gets knocked down a lot by other people, whether
I get knocked
intentionally
down.
or whatever, but yet he still goes to the baseball game and he still shows up to the choir practice. And
Yeah, and even if somebody is being really harsh in their truth, such as Linus, saying that like, tomorrow's not going to be a better day because in some places of the world, tomorrow's today and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't tear him down. Like it might, dull the light for a second, but he always finds another source for that light to brighten again.
Yeah. Very cool.
So
Very
it's
nice.
joy. It's pure joy.
Yeah. Now, Sarah, this is your debut with us,
Yes.
but James, you have worked here before.
That is
You
correct.
were Will Parker in Oklahoma.
I
back
was.
in 2015.
Yeah,
think.
2015.
And that would be Grammy Award winning Will Parker.
Grammy Award-winning Will Parker for Best Supporting Actor in a Musical.
Yes.
Yes.
I tell you what's sad about that year. You were the only person from the Broadway Rose that won a Grammy that year. Ever.
Yay!
Isn't that sad?
Get your autograph
What the
later.
heck?
That's
What's that
right.
about?
Get those autographs and sell them on eBay.
So we would actually like that Grammy back here in our theater. if we could. No.
Gosh, I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I bet. On the mantle,
It's
right
on
when you
yep,
walk in.
A little spotlight.
So, but you're a designer as well.
That is correct.
So what are some of the things you've designed for us here?
As a designer, I've operated in the capacity of a props master. So most recently, I designed props for Christmas Carol, which was a musical version here in the new space. And then I also did props for Honky Tonk Laundry, which was a beast of a show. That the two women in that show were absolutely fantastic, and they just, oh man, they had so much fun with all the things that were thrown at them props wise, like that.
And a lot of laundry.
Charred remains of laundry. Yeah, that was great. It was a lot of fun to do that show.
Wishy-washy washateria, what you wash and wish. That's great.
Sorry, it was an experience for all
So
involved.
you enjoy technical theater?
I do. And as a performer, I think it's very important for anyone on stage to also have an understanding of what happens backstage.
Yeah.
Because if, at live theater, if things go wrong, you're able to help carry the show forward.
Yeah. So unfortunately in this business, we all need survival jobs. And I think between the two of you, you have some of the more fascinating survival jobs.
Yeah.
So James, tell us about Scaregrounds PDX, which is what do you do for them?
Yeah, so I am a technical director for Scaregrounds PDX, and for those of you at home, a technical director is responsible for the animatronics or robots, the lighting, sound, and special effects.
Wow.
Scaregrounds is an outdoor commercial haunted attraction during October, so it's super spooky. And we have 3 new attractions this year, and so what I've been working on currently during the day is the animatronics. I have a couple animations that are custom for the company this year, and then I'm also doing a bunch of maintenance on some of the armatures or the metal structures underneath that create these robots' shape and how they function.
Wow.
So that's what I do during the day. I'm spooky.
You're a little spooky at night.
It's true.
And Sarah, what about your two? She has 2 very interesting jobs that I want everybody to know.
I was going to say what James and I have in common is fake blood and gore, but what I do is I work as a simulation actor for nursing schools. So at the moment I'm working mostly at University of Portland. So I pretend to be sick and injured, and I memorize cases, and students get to come meet me, and I could have psychological conditions that they're treating or physical ones. I could play, a 13-year-old at one point in the day and then like a 90-year-old on death's bed at the end of the day. So I get covered in fake blood and vomit and pee sometimes. So that's one of my jobs. And,
so then you clean up and you do what?
Yeah, so I'm a really glamorous actor. And then I work at the end of the Oregon Trail Interpretive Center, which is in Oregon City. It's the actual end of the Oregon Trail. So if you want to know facts from 1843 to 1869, I've got you covered.
Okay.
And I only take jobs where they let me wear costumes. So they let me dress in historical garb, and
And you churn butter and make candles.
I make candles. I will tell you all about dysentery and cholera. Like,
So cool.
And then we're back into his field.
and we're back into his field again.
There we go. Full circle.
Great. All right. So Sarah hinted that you will be singing a song for us. So would you please take the stage and do
love
it now?
to. Oh my
Thanks,
gosh.
James.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, so James is now going to do a song that Charlie Brown sings in the first act. It's called The Kite, trying to get that stupid kite to stay up in the air. So take it away, James.
Little more speed, little more rope, little more wind, little more hope. Gotta get this stupid kite to fly. Gotta make sure it doesn't snag, doesn't droop, doesn't drag. Gotta watch out for every little whoops. Little less speed, little more tack, little less rise, little more slack. Gotta keep my wits about me now. Gotta make sure it doesn't get the best of me till I get it in the air somehow. Millions of little kids do it every day. They make a kite and poof, it's in the sky. Leave it to me to have the one fool kite who likes to see a little kid cry. Little less talk, little more skill, little less luck, little more will. Gotta face this fella eye to eye. Now that I've seen you chasing moles, climbing trees, digging holes, catching your string on everything passing by, why not fly? Wait a minute. What's it doing?
It isn't on the ground. It isn't in a tree. It's in the air. Look at that. Ooh, it's caught the breeze now. It's past the trees now, with room to spare. Oh, what a beautiful sight. And I'm not such a clumsy guy. If I really try, I can really fly a kite. Oh.
Well, I suppose we gave away what might have happened to the kite. So that is lyrics and music by Clark Gessner. So from You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, now here at the Broadway Rose through July the 31st. So now you two, so you play Lucy and Charlie, and this has been sort of an enduring relationship. So especially over the 70 years that they've been around, what do you think keeps that going?
Oh gosh, I think
Proximity. No, I'm kidding.
I think it's the general care that they have for each other. Like Charlie Brown's very supportive of Lucy and who she is, and football aside, Lucy's the same way. Like in the great number that is Doctor Is In, we get to really see that true friendship and commercialism.
Yeah. I think Lucy really probably appreciates Charlie Brown's optimism. We see her multiple times going into states of despair because of how well she knows the world. And Charlie's like, nope, we're going to do it anyways, guys. Come on. And I think Charlie genuinely goes to her for advice. I mean, it's probably not great advice, but I mean, he'll come and see her and pay his 5 cents. And so clearly he thinks she has something helpful to say. And so I think there's a mutually beneficial relationship there.
Oh, totally. And even like during the sequence that is known as the crabbiness survey, there's a great appreciation that Charlie Brown has for the strength that Lucy has. Because Charlie Brown in and of himself isn't necessarily a very strong person.
Yeah.
And so he appreciates her strength and he appreciates her leadership and her guidance.
Yeah. So you guys have worked obviously many other places as well, and you love your Shakespeare, and
Sorry.
and you've done a lot of musical theater and plays around town. Was this harder than playing, say, an adult your own age or somewhere in that neighborhood, or was it a lot more work, or was it just like a lot more freeing to do this?
Having not done shows like this in a very long time, both from COVID and just like I hadn't been in a musical in I think 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
I know. So you didn't know that when you hired me.
I did not.
I think the difficulty was definitely just in the technical side of things. The role itself is pretty fun. You are a very good director, and I'm not just saying that because we're on camera. And I think what made this easier was honestly how smoothly everything runs here. Like rehearsal ran smooth. I felt like I always knew where I needed to be and what I needed to be doing. Direction was clear. I have had so much, and again, maybe I haven't said this to your face yet. I have had so much fun.
We got it now. We're recording it, so feel free.
You guys create a really nice structure for actors to come and do their job and feel trusted and have fun. And that's just saying that. I didn't look at the question beforehand.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
How was the rehearsal period? We're kind of known for our pretty fast rehearsal periods. Do you like that, or is it like,
Loved it.
Oh, no, I do.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, because some companies, they have like really long rehearsal periods. And oftentimes what you find is that you have like 2 weeks before you open and you're ready to open. So then it just drags you down.
Yeah.
But like this, yeah, I agree entirely with Sarah that this has been a lovely process. One of the great things that Broadway Rose provides to the cast and the creative team is support. Everyone is working on this together. It's very collaborative. And then on top of that, we have an incredibly talented cast.
Yes, we do.
And we get along so well, which
Yeah.
isn't always the case. And so like, it's just pleasant. Like, it's just so nice to come to work and you get to enjoy your time here.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So we're going to see if somebody has another question. Inquiring minds want to know. So let's take a look here. And this
Be
is from
nice.
Suze Ruddock. James, why does Charlie Brown continue to try to kick the football when Lucy pulls it out from the way? And Sarah, why does Lucy continue to pursue Schroeder? All right.
So
you go
good.
first. James, go.
Okay, yeah. Why does he continually go for the football? Well, it kind of ties into what I was saying before about hope and joy. Charlie really does believe in the good in people. And even though he's, kind of nervous that you're going to pull that football away, Lucy. No, I won't. Like, he's still going to try. And that's one of the most endearing aspects of Charlie Brown is that no matter how many times he gets knocked down, he slips and falls because he missed the football, he's going to try again.
And is that how you sound? No, I won't.
That's exactly. I was wondering if it was me.
And why do you keep pursuing Schroeder?
Artists are intoxicating. What can we say? I made a hard and fast rule for myself that I wouldn't date people in the theater anymore, and I am currently dating someone in the theater. So I'm sorry, Lucy and I have the same problem. Also, I mean, Jason is adorable.
Mm-hmm.
So come see Jason as Schroeder.
Yeah,
adorable.
yeah.
I might have to fight his husband, but I'm coming for you, Jason.
Let's take a look at the promo.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
please. Yeah, let's do it.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. I don't understand. You're a prince and a prince to be king. With a heart such as yours, you could open any door. You could go out and do anything. You could be King Charlie Brown. You could be
Nothing lasts forever. All good things must end. I memorized that phrase by heart. So tell me, I need to know it.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
When do the good things start?
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. You're a good man, Charlie Brown. You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
Got us dancing. All right.
James and Sarah, thank you. Thank you for joining us
Thank
this
you, Dan.
afternoon.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I know you're both looking forward to a nap because we got
Oh, yeah.
showtime tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Good. So I appreciate it, and I will see you both in a couple of hours.
Yeah, see you in a couple hours, and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll see you at the theater.
Yeah.
Good. Well, that's our show today, Midday Cabaret Cast Edition. We're performing You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown now through July 31st, so I hope to see you here. We again want to thank Pearson Financial for their many, many seasons of support. And for tickets, you can go to our website, broadwayrose.org, or give the box office a call, 503-620-5262, and I will see you in the lobby. Thank you.